Someone, somewhere, hear our cry and make these happen. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 British TV characters that definitely deserve their own spin-off shows.
They can throw knives at me, stick swords at me, shoot me in the face. People pay good money to see that shit, and then I'm making serious cash.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at British TV characters that left such an impression, we feel that their own shows would find an avid audience too. Come on people, give the public what they want. Oh, and prior warning, spoilers ahead.
And you are a Stark. You might not have my name, but you have my blood.
Number 10, Alice Morgan, Luthor. The relationship between this woman and our titular hero is the very definition of it's complicated.
And you think that I'm that weak?
Yes.
And you don't know me at all.
Played by Ruth Wilson, Alice Morgan proves a dangerously psychotic villain turned pseudo-anti-hero in possession of a brilliant mind, as her mysterious and Machiavellian motives often see her working on both sides of the law. All in, she's a compassionless killer but also Luthor's unconventional aide. And after fleeing at the end of Series 3, we need to know what happened next.
It was clever, the choice you made.
Of course, Alice claims she got married and murdered her husband. There's a series in that, surely.
I'll see you soon.
Number 9, Douglas Reynholm, The IT Crowd. Watch any clip of Douglas Reynholm played impeccably by Matt Berry and try not to be entertained.
I wonder if it's loaded.
It is scientifically impossible. The lazy and stupid son of deceased business tycoon Denham Reynholm, another classic character played by Chris Morris, he's introduced when he intentionally steals the show at his own father's funeral. From there, Douglas's lavish spending, rampant irresponsibility, and sexual deviancy constantly puts his company at risk. So much so that he ends up a fugitive, hiding in the IT department after giving alcohol to minors on Secret Millionaire. His own show would be anything but dull.
I'm going to go and piss around on the internet, but I'll need some food. I've already eaten one of the toys in here.
Number 8, Jay Cartwright, The In-Betweeners. More so than probably any other sitcom character, Jay fancies himself as quite the ladies' man, spewing a series of self-aggrandizing lies, but all too often proving himself to be socially inept.
Bollocks, I'll take care of the kid, while you take care of the... business.
However, over the course of the series and films, his character is given slightly more depth, not only as a result of the ridicule he suffers from his family, but also by having him travel to Australia to work as a toilet attendant.
I can see going to uni hasn't made you any less of a retard, because I don't work in a f***ing toilet.
Why are you working in a toilet then?
It's a joke!
So, after gradually demonstrating a surprising level of sensitivity and tenacity, Jay needs a follow-up story to see how he's coping with adulthood.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, don't hurt me, sorry.
Number 7, Nathan Young, Misfits. Another loudmouth teen, only this time with the added benefit of superpowers.
Sorry, man.
After a freak storm showers various people with special abilities, Robert Sheen's Nathan is granted the gift of immortality. Naturally, he uses this to improve his sex life and fuel 24-hour partying, as well as helping others. Sometimes.
We're like the Mitchell brothers, only we're not bald, ugly, and shit.
In his last appearance, we see Nathan dragged to a prison cell after using his powers to scam casinos in Vegas. So there just has to be a prison escape story in there somewhere. The immortal inmate will rise again.
Enjoy.
Number 6, Alfie Solomons, Peaky Blinders. Starring in arguably the greatest gangster TV series since The Sopranos and played by the ever-intense Tom Hardy, this compelling character enters the action in Season 2.
Not bad.
Not bad, Not bad.
With his extremely violent, explosive temper and unexpected behaviour, Jewish gangster Alfie almost instantly became a fan favourite.
All the bad ideas around here, they're you. Right? They are you, aren't they?
And as there's no such thing as too much Tom Hardy, some kind of prequel could prove a perfect choice. The show would chart Alfie's misadventures and rise to power in London, or whichever city he wants to conquer, because no one tells him what to do.
What I do is this. It's f***ing simple, mate.
Number 5, Superhands, Peep Show. Musician, drug aficionado, and collector of snakes, Superhands, played by Matt King, is Jeremy's best friend, after Mark, and is definitely an unpredictable man.
The Big Beat Manifesto goes, big beats are the best, get high all the time.
An enthusiast of rave culture, he has also joined a religious cult, fathered twins in Germany, been barred from entering some EU countries, assisted in a kidnapping, and did we mention his snakes?
Is the bottom half of me on fire? No.
In the very last episode, his fiancée Molly leaves him, and so he plans to move to Macedonia and open a moped rental. That probably won't pan out, but we still want to see what Superhands did next.
My legs are gone, man. I'm a jelly.
I'm paralysed.
It feels brilliant.
Number 4, Ned Stark, Game of Thrones. There are plenty of potentials for a stellar spin-off here, the Hound or Arya especially. But in amongst the sheer wealth of characters and backstory, we had to go with Eddard Ned Stark.
You never told me what she looked like.
Nor will I.
Sean Bean's Seven Kingdoms character was killed off fairly early, but his past activities have continued to cause ripples throughout the main series. Not to mention, his family's past is constantly beset by tragedy, drama, death, and intrigue.
She dies. I will have no part in it.
Game of Thrones gives us glimpses into the young Ned's life, particularly surrounding Robert's rebellion, but there's clearly so much more we've yet to see.
No. Now it ends.
Number 3, Tim and Dawn, The Office. Time for a change of pace, because what happened next to one of British telly's favourite ever couples?
Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom.
After waiting so long to see their emotional will they won't they relationship come to fruition, how did Loved Up Life play out for Martin Freeman's Tim and Lucy Davis's Dawn? Now middle-aged, there could be a midlife crisis on the cards, or potential for a family sitcom. Or maybe we could get Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant's take on the rom-com genre for a feature-length mockumentary movie in the style of David Brent Life on the Road. Here's hoping. Number 2, Rose Tyler, Doctor Who. Again, there's room for multiple spin-offs with this show. Would you say no to more from the Ponds, or even Sally Sparrow? But this is the big one.
Are you alien?
Yes. Is that alright?
Yeah.
The Doctor's first companion following the show's revival, Billie Piper's Rose, proved a massive hit. So much more than just a damsel in distress, Rose was as resourceful and enthusiastic as the iconic Time Lord, and as the show developed, their relationship grew.
Rose Tyler.
But just as romance seemed set, she winds up in an alternate world, before supposedly settling down with a duplicate Doctor. It's a parallel universe we need to see more of. Before we get to our number 1 pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
Do you want me to have it?
I can see the benefits.
You might want to find something to hang on to.
No, thank you, Mrs. Patmore. I'll stay with him. I won't leave him now, not while he needs me.
Number 1, Professor Moriarty, Sherlock. We all know Moriarty as Sherlock Holmes' arch-nemesis and as one of the greatest literary villains.
I'm a specialist, you see. Like you.
However, we perhaps weren't expecting Andrew Scott's portrayal to be such a softly spoken, cheeky and malevolent scene stealer. And as the character usually chooses to scheme from the shadows, most fans want much more of him. A spin-off series shifting the focus from Sherlock to Jim could not only serve as a fresh start for the franchise, but could also breed TV's greatest ever anti-hero. Did we miss him when he was gone? You bet we did. Would we watch him if he went it alone? Too right we would.
No rush.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.